be without. Just want to be behind the counter in the work. Get on the day with Kaybobo now. A steady shit. Oh, yes. So that's why her and that guy are now bonding. You're something stupid. I'm a fool. That was really quick. I told me I have my own traumas that I've not exactly healed from. Do you understand me? So
Ortega and Thelma had a very long conversation regarding the housemate. In fact, they were trying to analyze everybody's game and strategy. It was in the course of this year conversation that I discovered that Sabrina and Ortega ship might not really happen. Because Ortega now started telling Thelma that Sabrina, although does not look materialistic, is money-centered. That for every time they try to have a conversation, Sabrina brings up the issue of finance. That the other day, Sabrina was telling him that her house rent is 15 million naira. And while he was still trying to consume that, saying, oh, we know they pay 50 million, maybe we'll go on side now. Sabrina said that once she's out of here, she's going to upgrade and even go for a higher apartment. And he was like, hold on, what's going on here? Because whenever issue of finance and people being money centered, that he try as much as possible to leave those kind of people for their own people, that nobody is going to put him any pressure. That quite alright. He even had to tell Sabrina, see, if it's about Instagram looking, aesthetics looking, that they will make perfect couple. But then coming in to what really matters, he's not sure if this thing is going to work. And Thelma then said that for her, another person she's trying to understand is Rooboy. That with Rooboy, she doesn't know if this is who Rooboy truly is, or if he's trying to put up a show for the sake of the show, or if this is Rooboy that she has been trying to get closer and understand. And Oteka then said no, that with Rooboy has gone through lots of trauma, that he's now trying to use that funny side of him to mask. That if Rooboy tries to unmask, he's going to go down because he doesn't want to attend and listen to that traumatic side of him and get healing. So he's just unmasking with all that fun, hyping, comedic side of him. Thelma said if then be the case that she's the wrong person to unravel all of that because she has her own trauma going on for her. She went ahead to share a story of how she was sexually abused by her uncle growing up. The mother was on NYSC. So in case you're not Nigeria, it's 1 year mandatory service whereby you serve your country. They can post you serve Nigeria rather. You can be posted to any state among the 30 states in Nigeria. So she said her mother and the dad was separated then. They were staying with their grandmother. And the mother was now on NYSC. So the grandmother will go to work because she works at a flour mill and leave them with these people. And they decided to go ahead and do this to her. And I didn't know the funniest thing, when the grandmother came back, she was, when they tried to beat her because she was a child then, she was, screaming, pain and all of that. But they went ahead to apply balm because she was complaining of pain. Oh my God, that was really a sad one. And she actually told this story in a way that you will not even pity her. I just hope she gets healing. Meanwhile, talking about trauma, Rooboy actually had a meltdown this evening. Or rather, should I say this morning, but all thanks to Jason J, who was there to encourage him. Rooboy said it hurt so much to see that after all this struggle, his mom won't be here to even enjoy the fruits of this labor. That it's hot so much, and being in here is not even helping matters. That the other day all he wanted was to just go take voluntary exits and run out of this place. That is the aunt, that's the mom's sister, that is always advising and keeping him in check. That being here even triggers it more, because sometimes if you feel like, oh, he wasn't a good son, being that he was not there when the mother was buried, the mom died outside of Nigeria, he couldn't get visa to go be present and even bury the mom, that once in a while that stuff comes to his head and it triggers him, and it happens that in fact lately is beginning to happen. Well, thanks to Jason J, who encouraged him, telling him no, it shouldn't push you to want to, go crazy. Rather, it should be a push. It should be a drive. It should be that driving force that will make you want to, get a better life raise your own family, be a better person, do things right. That if not for any reason, for the sake of your loved one, in fact, for the sake of this, your auntie that is always encouraging you to do better, that should be a driving force. And then I will say that honestly, navigating life in here can be so tough. That you know that the first week he didn't even know, he was struggling on how to penetrate into the housemates, on how to navigate this whole Big Brother thing. That if you're here and you don't have a friend, in fact you go mental. There is no two ways about it. Rooboy now said that in fact it's this hyping thing that is keeping him in check, because once you're here, you don't have friends, you're not busy, you're not doing tasks. Do you know what will be coming through your head? But one thing he likes about this game is that as you proceed, you begin to build your confidence level. And that's why he's not even joking with every second being spent in here. He's going to give his best regardless of what people say. That most times the housemates will say, oh, you're doing too much, you're doing it for the camera. That imagine Tracy coming to tell him, oh, all this is for the camera. But actually, understand where Tracy was coming from, but I guess the message was delivered at the wrong time. And then he said that even what's his name, Marsan, has come to meet him, telling him, oh, he wants to be doing hyping as well. But a lot of housemates will misunderstand that. But to him, he knows that the sky is big enough for everybody. And Marsan said yes, that this is life. The only thing he wish could happen in this Big Brother is Big Brother giving them phone and ask everybody, go check on other housemates, check their bio, run an identity check on them, a background check, that people will discover that this is who he truly is. That, you know, for every time Thelma Lawson is always saying, oh, this is not how Port Harcourt people behave, this is not this, and Rooboy as well was like, honestly, that Thelma is always saying, oh, this is not how these people are, that you're acting, you're faking it. But he can see through you that you're not faking it, this is you. And Manson said that people can go check up and ask those that attended the same law school with him that this is who he is, and he will continue to even give more. That what if Big Brother selected 10 of Dede, 29 of Dede in this house? Will you watch this show? Will you subscribe? That, are you not trying to say that the media, the selecting team, you know, people that brought them in here, they are fools for coming up with this number of people with different personalities and background to bring in here? That here they have someone with masters in psychology, they have someone who have not even seen the 4 walls of university, and all of them are here. Are you saying those that did the selection are fools? Speaking of personality, Isabella told Kula that with Kayikumi, that what she ordered is not what she got. That in fact, it's like she went and carried a mad person. That how is she even sure that Kayikumi works in a bank? Are you sure it's not people behind counter? That you can imagine someone she's just trying to manage, going all over the place, making it look like she's the one chasing after him. That you know how this guy switched the whole story of bed space, making it look like she was the one that just went and grabbed him for herself. And I said that she got her eyes on Kaybobo, that Kaybobo is clean, she wants a clean person. Well, Kaybobo, who was just passing then, came in to say hi to Isabella and Kula, and Isabella told Kula to please give them some time to chat. And Isabella started to explain her ordeal in the house of Kayikumi to Kaybobo, telling Kaybobo how the whole bed space thing happened, and Kayikumi turned it around saying that she was the one that went for him and grabbed him and wants to keep him all to herself. That in fact, that even the ladies are threatened by me. And she said, me that does not even give an F. And Kaybobo then asked Isabella that the question is, do you actually learn from your mistakes, and are you ready to move on? Well, Isabella described Kayikumi as a nonchalant person and said that she hates that. And only for Kaybobo said that he can actually be nonchalant depending on the mood and who is involved. That he has been cheated on even when he was trying to be faithful. And right now in this house, that the only reason he'll be staying committed, either here or outside of the world, is if the other person is ready to stay locked in and committed as well. That if he's somebody that, you know, respects people. If you respect him as well, he'll respect you back. Well, the conversation then changed to what you like and what you don't like. And Kaybobo asked Isabella her ideal man and what she likes in a partner. And Isabella mentioned somebody that is family oriented because she has a son. Well, Kaybobo went on to list a long list that he does not like untidy person, somebody that does not believe in God, a jealous person, somebody that does not respect families, somebody that's not ambitious. And Isabella said, well, for being ambitious, that she actually liked being ambitious, but once you overdo it, like people that can go to any length to make it like do fraud and all of that, that she's out. But well, the summary of this whole conversation is that by the next time the camera showed us Kaybobo and Isabella, they were already on the same bed. Isabella was already on Kaybobo's bed. And this did not go well with Kayikumi. Kayikumi started going on in his own media round. From telling Ivata and Gigi Jasmine how disgusting that is, that because Ivata and Gigi Jasmine was even trying to tell him, oh, that see, Isabella and Kaybobo moved from the bedroom and then to the bedroom. And Kayikumi was so mad, saying, can you imagine that girl, so disgusting, so disrespectful, something he never did on Isabella. And I'm like, you never did? Well, that didn't end there. He also went to media round to the boys, telling the boys how he came to know Isabella, how the whole Thelma thing, how Thelma came into the equation, how HOH happened, and how, they got to this level of him and Isabella. I actually enjoyed this night. I love the fact that Kayikumi is the one doing the whole shalaye. I hope it continues this way. I hope in the morning that Isabella does not change her mind and come back to Kayikumi now and start explaining. Because even Kaybobo was telling her that, see, he doesn't want all this short term, come to bed, go to bed. That once he's locked in, he's locked in. But let's see how this will go. Meanwhile, Gigi Jasmine, let me just give you this little thing. Gigi Jasmine told Ivata that the person he's liking now is Kayikumi.
You feel like you don't have feelings because you just switched off like.
It's okay. Now all of them be like that in the house. Is very smart and she's calm.